Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with the successor agency to the Norwalk Redevelopment Agency meeting of April 7th, 2026. Teresa, can we have a roll call, please?
Agency members Ayala,
Here.
Valencia,
Here.
Vice Chair Rios,
Here.
and Chair Perez.
Here. Moving on to a consent calendar, can I get a motion, please? Second, can we have a roll call?
Agency member Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Rios,
Aye.
and Chair Perez.
Aye. Do we have an executive director's report this evening?
Not today, Chair.
Thank you. Do we have any oral communications for the successor agency?
No, there is not.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll adjourn this meeting. We're going to go right into our Norwalk City Council meeting of April 7th, 2026. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to quarter two. We do have a great meeting for you all tonight. I hope you are ready. We are going to get started tonight with, as we always do, our invocation and our pledge to our flag. This evening, we are honored to welcome Pastor Danny Casas, who has faithfully served the Norwalk community since 2017 as the lead pastor of Remnant Church. While he is not a Norwalk resident, we've been working on that for several years now. Pastor Casas has built a deep connection to our city through his ministry and service. With a passion for writing and running, he is most inspired by being a part of a church that brings healing and growth to the people of Norwalk. We are also pleased to welcome Ricky Ramirez, an 11-year-old sixth grader at New Harvest Christian School, back to lead us in the flag salute. He plays baseball with Norwalk Pony, and he's also involved in band and piano, showing his dedication to his school and the Norwalk community. If everybody could please stand and join us for the invocation and the flag.
Thank you, Mayor Perez. With every head bowed, Most Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of life, and we pray for your peace and prosperity over the residents of Norwalk. We pray for all our first responders, our sheriffs, law enforcement, and also, Lord, our teachers in our community. We pray for our seniors and also our unsheltered population, for your strength, prosperity, insight, and direction. We pray for protection over all the councilmen, councilwomen, and also over our mayor and vice mayor. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us in the front for a photo.
Congresswoman, did you want to come in? You're good.
Thank you, guys. All right, good evening and welcome once again to the City of Norwalk Council meeting. Let's welcome our Congresswoman who's with us tonight, Miss Congresswoman Linda Sanchez. We'll get to why she's here later, which is pretty exciting. Going on to our meeting, Teresa, can we have a roll call, please?
Council members Ayala and Valencia,
Here.
Vice Mayor Rios,
Here.
and Mayor Perez.
Here. Arnold, can we have a closed session report?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. The record should reflect that this evening for a closed session, the City Council with all the 4 members that are present this evening announced the one item for discussion in closed session. They recessed into closed session for the conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation in one matter. A briefing was provided to the City Council, but there was no action taken and nothing required to be reported tonight. That concludes my report from closed session. It's appropriate to continue with the open portion of the meeting.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to council comments. I'm going to get started tonight. I just have a few things that I'd like to celebrate and mention, things that have been happening here in our city. We had our mayor's clergy meeting a couple weeks ago. We had a great turnout. It really was a great afternoon bringing in all of the faith leaders in our community. We had presentations from our social services director and our director of public safety. Great dialogue, great conversations. It really was a wonderful afternoon. We celebrated some great accomplishments in women in the month of March, and we had 2 strong women leaders in our city that were recognized as Women of the Year from both Assemblywoman Blanca Pacheco and Senator Bob Archuleta, and that was Angela Trasker and Lydia Sanchez, so a huge congratulations to them. We also had an opportunity to attend a huge ribbon cutting. It was the best one ever, and it smelled like roses. And that was the Athens Services Murph ribbon cutting. It was a great turnout. And let me tell you, if you want to talk about technology and trash, this is a facility that you really need to see. I seriously was blown away. What they do with our recyclable items and how they siphon it out and separate it, it really is remarkable. And whoever came up with and engineered that plan to recycle, hats off to them, because they're way smarter than I am. Also, a huge congratulations to our ABC Unified School District. We had outstanding adult school awards recently, and these students are raising their families. They are working full-time jobs. They're taking care of family members, and there was over 30 students to be recognized, and it really was a great, great evening to celebrate them. And we had an extravagant egg hunt here in the city of Norwalk this past weekend. We had a great turnout at Hollyfield Park. A huge thank you to our Park and Recreation Services Department, Public Services, Public Safety, our Sheriff's Department, all of our sponsors, everybody that really made this event special for our residents. I wasn't happy with how hot it was, but it was beautiful, let me tell you that. So those are my comments for this evening. We are just going into Q2, which means we are gearing up for the summer, and we all know what it's like here in the city of Norwalk when it comes to activities. So be prepared, get ready. All of our bulletins have come out. I didn't have them with me today, I forgot them at home, but make sure you're following all of our social media pages for any of the upcoming events. With that, we're gonna go ahead and go on next to Vice Mayor Margarita Rios.
Thank you, Mayor, and welcome everyone. I do want to also mention a special thank you to all the staff that contributed and made our extravagant egg hunt festival a success, but especially to our Public Services Department, because I have the opportunity to visit Hollyfield regularly. I walk there probably twice a day, every day, and I see these men and women working so hard to get ready for the event. They're not the ones that are always seen or visible, but behind the scenes, they're the ones bringing all the heavy equipment, setting up everything that's possible for these festivals. So please, team, thank our Public Services team members for the great work that they do every day. Also, last week at the Council of Governments meeting, sometimes the director will share a success story And there's actually been a couple of success stories recently regarding individuals who were experiencing housing insecurity, who were specific to the city of Norwalk. And the director takes the opportunity to share the success story, which brings that individual from facing housing insecurity, unemployment, et cetera, to actually having them find employment, expand their opportunities for education, higher education, if that's what they choose, find housing. And what's been really neat about that is the last success cases or stories have been from individuals that originated or were here from the city of Norwalk. And so they also mentioned our social services department and working with them, you know, with the team. So thank you for everything that you guys are doing to help those individuals. That really does mean a lot. And it does circle back. The information does circle back to us to let us know, you know, what happened to this individual. Were we able to help them? How are they doing? How is he or she doing, right? I also had an opportunity to attend the community breakfast, which was held at John Glenn High School. And that was really neat. It was open to the community. And it was an opportunity for the students there to showcase their programs. This is John Glenn High School Eagles, along with Southeast Academy, cadets. So they did a great job highlighting their programs, their athletics, their school culture. So that was really, really neat to see the community come together for the community breakfast. Thank you for everyone that participated and was able to make that possible. On March 25th, I did have a chance to stop by to the Public Safety Wellness Day. Rita, Ozzy, Jesus, and other members were there. Thank you. I hope that other departments are considering something similar, or maybe you already have, but it was a really great day to remind everyone about the cohesion, teamwork, how important also social, emotional, mental, physical wellness. You know, the fact that we as a city and as a community, we emphasize that, but we also give our employees the opportunity to, you know, take take action in those things. We all know how important wellness is. So I really, it was nice to be able to be there and see them, you know, the camaraderie, and just be able to take a little breather. Because if they're well, then we know our city is being taken care of. We are well. That's what we all strive for. So thank you, Rita, and your team for that. And lastly, so the Norwalk La Mirada Unified School District kicked off a leadership academy. And in the leadership academy, so our mayor is actually part of that too. She's a presenter. She's actually holding one of the sessions for this cohort. But what they also did was, and they had to go through an application process. These employees had to apply to be part of this first cohort, which is the inaugural Leadership Academy. And then they partner you with other leaders, members of the community. So I was lucky to have been asked, and I said yes. And so I have a partner, a fellow leader that's an employee of the district. And there's many things we're working on, but one of the things I want to mention, because it's just so timely, is a prom boutique. We are initiating a prom boutique at John Glenn High School, and this is absolutely complimentary for the young ladies and young men to come and select their prom getup. And we were fortunate to have a generous donation of brand new dresses, beautiful dresses. Again, this is for John Glenn High School, Southeast Academy. Depending on how well we do, next week is our kickoff week. Once the students get back to school, we'll, you know, open it up to other schools if, you know, we still have some items that can be shared with other students. But I do want to give a shout out to Illusion Bridal. This is a business in the city of Whittier, but it originated here in the city of Norwalk. So her mom had this business here for over 30 years. She was on Rosecrans, and it was a bridal boutique here for over 30 years. They finally made a change, and now they are in the city of Whittier, but the owner is an actual John Glenn High School alumni. And so when she saw that we were looking for donations, prom dresses, she donated a lot of dresses, brand new dresses, to our prom boutique. So hopefully you all help me get the word out. If you know of a family, student that's going to prom, a senior, or even a special occasion, or even graduation, you know, something nice to wear into their, right? So it's been a very exciting time, a busy time, a lot of great things happening in Norwalk, and happy spring to everybody.
Thank you, Margarita. Next, we're going to go to Councilmember Tony Ayala. Tony.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one item. I'd like to, on behalf of Seroptimus International of Norwalk and Santa Fe Springs, invite the community to an awards luncheon, which is a salute to women living their dreams. Again, it's Seroptimus International, and the event will be Sunday, April 19th, 2026, from 1 to 4 p.m. at Santa Fe Springs Town Center, 11740 Telegraph Road, Santa Fe Springs. And be sure to save the date. Donate any size diapers for women in transition with babies, toddlers to receive prize entry. If you have any other questions, you can contact Karen Ayala at 562-547-3733. If you've never been to this event, it's a really great event. It's really inspirational. And, you know, it really is very motivating. Very, you walk away very impressed with all the ladies that participate and all the ladies that put it on. So I'd encourage you to attend for sure. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you, Tony. And finally, Councilwoman Ana Valencia. Anna?
Okay, Tony, I'm convinced. I'll go. I'll get some tickets. But it's great to be a member of the Optimus, as well as our colleagues, Mayor Jennifer and Vice Mayor Margarita Rios. So we always see each other at these events because they are so wonderful. Planned way in advance, organized, and just, you know, the camaraderie and really the uplifting that you feel with these young women who are given second chances, some of them third chances, but they're doing something with it and with their lives. And it's really a great thing to see and to continue to support. So I plan on being there. Couple of things that I did. I was on spring break. That was nice, being able to relax a little bit. But Friday, March 20th, I did get a chance to go to Artastic. Alan Perdomo, Director of Parks and Rec. That was a fantastic event, as always, and then some. It was just fabulous. The artwork, the entertainment, the vendors, the booths. Our very own city clerk was there at the booth and making sure that people had all this information. The fact that we have passport services highlighted, as well as so many other things. And it's always one of my favorite things to do here, as well as making sure that our students get those awards and those checks for their artwork. Lots of great talent, lots of good times, and our city manager was there, lots of people from the community. Wonderful event, so thank you. That evening also, I got to kind of, and Levy, where's Levy? Is he here? Levy, you and I were bouncing back and forth, and thank you for that. Thank you for your help. We got to go to the Elks Lodge across the street from that event for a fundraiser for these two young cadets that their father passed away, and so they were holding a fundraiser. They were holding all kinds of different auctions and whatnot, but they did collect over $3,000 with our support. And from what I understand, our social services director, Gabriela Regalado, thank you for assisting and for helping those young ladies and the families, because when things like that happen, it's tough. It's tough, but we pull together. Our Norwalk is definitely a connected community, and we connect each other with the right resources. And you know, I know that they're going to be okay in God's hands. Thank you. The other thing is, last Thursday, April 2nd, I was at the Southeast Water Coalition meeting. Very good information. I was approached by someone from the water district and said that it was their pleasure to assist in writing a letter of support for our water project. And I, of course, thank them profusely, because those things, you know, again, connectedness, having those relationships and fostering them, always a plus. So I look forward to that project and all the other things that come with it to be in its fruition. All right, thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
I'm sorry, Mary, I almost forgot. I don't want to forget this, but I would ask that we close in memory of Joe Ruben Varos. He was born on February 10th, 2003, passed away on March 17th, 2026. A very young life. He was a graduate of John Glenn High School, and he played football after high school. I believe he was recruited and was a successful athlete. So, Joe Ruben Varos. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to our special presentations. Tonight, we are proud to recognize April as Fair Housing Month. The City of Norwalk is committed to fair housing, ensuring every resident has equal access to housing opportunities without discrimination. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Federal Free Housing Act of 1968, which continues to protect individuals in the sale, rental, and financing of housing. This month of April, we will serve as an important reminder of our responsibility to promote inclusive communities and equal housing opportunities for all residents. On behalf of the Norwalk City Council, we encourage residents to support and participate in programs that encourage fair housing awareness. At this time, we invite representatives from the Fair Housing Foundation and Community Development Team to come forward and receive their proclamation. Council, please join me in front as we congratulate the team. All right, we are going to go right into city manager comments. We have 6 items here, Jesus. A lot of good news, a lot of good information. We're going to turn it right over to you.
Great. Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. I'd like to first begin by congratulating and welcoming Alex Hamilton as an employee and not a consultant as a deputy city manager for the city of Norwalk. As you may experience, as you were walking into City Hall, we have these major projects. This is just one of probably 5 major projects in the city, and he has been the lead on the projects since coming on as a consultant. And he was retired, and I asked him to come help. And slowly but surely, I asked him to be an employee. So, Alex, thank you very much for taking that on, and lots of things to accomplish here in a very a short amount of time. So, thank you for and welcome, most of all. Thank you. The next item is Congresswoman Sanchez will be presenting a check for the Hollyfield Park parking project. So with that, Congresswoman.
Thank you and good evening to the council and to the residents that are here tonight. It's an honor to be back in California, in beautiful California sunshine, because the DC winter has been a long and brutally cold one. But I'm here tonight with good news. This is one of the favorite parts of my job, and it is to present the city of Norwalk with a $500,000 check in federal funding that I was able to secure in this year's government funding bill. This is the latest investment for Hollyfield Park to build a new lot with 74 parking spaces just south of the park. And it may sound like something very simple, big deal, a parking structure, but more parking means that it's going to make the park more accessible for people. More folks can visit the park, spend time with their families, enjoy the green space. And essentially, this is how government should work. Listening to the community, listening to council members, and delivering results that actually matter for the resident. It shows that when local and federal officials work together, we can make projects like this a reality. So I want to thank the city council, the city staff, and the residents who supported this project. Your input is what made this project possible, and I'm proud to do my part to help bring it to life. So this time, I would love to present this jumbo-sized check to the city council. You guys would join me.
And I will mention, Congresswoman Sanchez, that this will help make it safer for families to attend the park, because right now they park across the street and have to cross the major Bloomfield. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And my next item is Iso Nakasato, who is the Senior Government Affairs Director at Athens Disposal. And she is going to provide us with information on the annual community cleanup so that we can all attend, take our trash, and make more room at our homes. How's that?
For more stuff, city manager, right? For more stuff, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me here, and I'm going to use this little clicker. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and introduce your team. So I have one of your amazing team members, and we have Aileen, and she's going to introduce herself.
everyone. My name is Aileen. I am a municipal account manager for Norwalk. I handle all business accounts here within the city, answering all questions business related within their service, helping right sizing these businesses with proper source separating, as well as providing training to these businesses as well as multifamily communities. Here, and I will be providing some of my cards as well.
An amazing resources we have here for all of your businesses. So, for example, if and when, let's just say one of your small businesses need to train up their staff on how to separate their organics from the plate, to how does it get to the trash can, to the correct green container in the back, Aileen's there to help. If you would like to go to the athensservices.com website, we have also information there that is printable, that you could just print for your employees, for your classrooms, for your home, because some of you guys, I mean, I watch your trash. You guys are all doing a really good job. So thank you for that, because I do watch that. But this is an amazing resource, because why? Why do we do this whole source separating? How annoying. Well, really, it's for the earth. And this is April, and it's Earth Month. So in the spirit of Earth Month, I wanted to give you a few fun facts. All right, so Earth Month is April 22nd, all right? And it was founded in 1970, so it's been around for a while now. And the purpose is to raise awareness and support of environmental protection. And we can all stand behind that and kind of understand why we should really honor Earth Month and Earth Day, right? 11 million tons of plastic enter the ocean annually. That's a lot. And when you think about that, that's why we need to recycle and take it away and then reuse it and do something else with that plastic. 30 to 40% of US food is wasted. That means it was going to the landfill. That's why it's important for us to separate that food, put it in your green container, we pick it up, and we go ahead and churn it and make it in a couple of weeks. We make compost out of your food. What an amazing system. So landfills are the third largest resource of methane emissions in California. What does that mean? So some people believe in global warming, some people don't. Hey, that is up to you. But the facts are facts, and it releases gases and it goes up in the air. We can believe what we want, but when things decompose, it creates gas, right? Over 1 million people in over 190 countries go ahead and recognize Earth Day. So I think that's really important. And I know that Norwalk does recognize Earth Day. There are some major US laws that have helped Earth Day and kind of support all that. So one is the Clean Water Act. The other one is the formation of the EPA, and another one is Senate Bill 1383 here in California, which is, Senate Bill 1383 is a short-lived climate pollutant reduction law. So basically, this is where we have to separate the food, put it in your green container, and that green container, we pick it up and we go ahead and make compost out of it. So the key goal of that is to reduce the organic waste. So what is organic waste? Your food, your tree clippings, those lovely roses that hopefully you buy yourself and you love on yourself. You put that in your green container. So we want to reduce that from going into that hole in the ground, that landfill. Don't want to do that. We want to go ahead and process it and turn it and give you something different. So why do we do that? Well, and what sets Athens Services apart is that we do recycling, we do organic diversion, we do solid waste collection, we do special waste, we do C&D, street sweeping, and porter service. Athens Services is all about, trying to take care of the environment as much as we can. The mayor mentioned that we just had a ribbon cutting ceremony a couple weeks ago, and we have a brand new facility. Our owners, we are still a family-owned company, and our owners did not buy landfills. Athens does not own landfills, but we do own different facilities and buildings to take things out of the trash. And as we take things out of the trash, we go ahead and recycle things so that less and less things go to the landfill, right? All right. Social impact. One thing that our owners really do believe in is giving back to the community. So when you are in Athens City, we give back. We give back not just to the city staff and as much as we can, we give to the Kiwanis, we give to the Lions Club, the Seroptimists, we give to like the Norwalk 5K. And of course, we are a member of your amazing Norwalk Chamber. So that compost, and we do cleanups. So this Saturday, rain or shine, we will be at Holyfield Park. We will collect your bulky items. Please come down, join us in the rain. It's gonna be nice and warm. It's gonna be that warm rain. It'll be fine. Rain won't kill you. It's gonna be great. Come on down, bring your stuff from 8 a.m. to noon, Holyfield Park. You'll see us there. You can't miss us. And if you don't want to see us there, then come to our compost giveaway. Our compost giveaway will be May 16th, same location, Holyfield Park. And if you have any questions, if you want to learn more about Athens Services, please contact our customer service or go to Athens Services on any social media. We are there. Happy to take any questions, but if not, I will leave some flyers here in the back for everyone that's here. And then we will see you this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Iso. Next, we'd like to share some great news with the community. Norwalk Transit System Rodeo Competition wins again. And I will have Mr. Jim Parker present the slides here, but Norwalk wins again.
Thank you,
Jim.
Mr. Gomez, Mayor Perez, and members of the City Council. On Saturday, March 28th, the 5-star bus rodeo took place at Long Beach Transit Bus Yard in Long Beach, California. The yard was transformed into an obstacle course and provided an approving ground for our individuals who were to demonstrate precision, skill, and pride as professional bus operators. So this rodeo course involved 8 local transit agencies, including Commerce Transit, Culver City Bus, Torrance Transit, Gardena Bus Lines, Long Beach Transit, Montebello Bus Lines, Santa Monica Big Blue Bus, and of course, Norwalk Transit. These folks brought their best competitors, each and every agency, to compete in this high energy and high level competition. You'll see some of the various obstacles and diminishing barrels. You'll see serpentine turns. You'll see how bus operators have to do these type of maneuvers. There was backing maneuvers, 11 various obstacles that they were judged on and had to perform. All of these stations were very difficult to achieve. But beyond the competition, the day was full of community celebration. Families were there, colleagues were there, supporters lined the course to root on their agency. Last year in 2025, Norwalk Transit took home the top honor. This year, the goal was simply show up and represent. However, instead, Norwalk Transit rose to the occasion and once again earning back-to-back championships for the City of Norwalk. So we are very proud of our team and all of the support staff that was there to get us there, to that accomplishment. Very proud of our folks, and we just wanted to share that moment with everyone this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And the one thing that transit is known is for their safety and their training. So I think this demonstrates the investment. You invest and you win. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Our next item would be the Opening Day 2026 recap video. And for those who were not able to attend, just look at these little ones.
Happy opening day, Norwalk. Let's have a great season.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Ana Valencia, and we're here at Norwalk Pony Baseball opening day. Very exciting. Here you go. Play ball.
Spring is here and Norwalk is ready to play ball. Our opening day celebrations kicked off with Norwalk Girls Fast Pitch at Los Alisos Middle School on March 7th, followed by Norwalk Little League at Gertie's Park and Norwalk Pony Baseball at Holyfield Park on March 14th. Each league hosted a banner contest, with every team proudly walking their banners around the field to show off to council members, commissioners, and league representatives. From team banner contests to first pitches and pledges, our young athletes brought the energy at each opening day. A big thanks to everyone who helped make these opening days a home run. Here's to a season full of teamwork, excitement, and unforgettable moments.
Future Dodgers for sure. Thank you for that. Our next video is the Artastic 2026 recap video. Very, very talented artist. Can we show the video?
Norwalk's 15th annual Artastic brought an evening of creativity, color, and community to the Cultural Arts Center. Guests explored student and community art exhibits, visited art walk vendors, and enjoyed a variety of interactive art activities. The night also featured a chalk art contest.
It was a team of 12, but we got pretty burnt out because of the heat. But we were trying to go for an optical illusion. Most of us have a combination of Art 1 classes under our belt. But you know, with the team effort, I think it came out pretty decent. The adults, kids doing art, and I mean, our club slogan is, "Art can save your life, so draw."
And live entertainment that kept the creativity flowing throughout the evening. Families were also able to experience the sensory room, helping ensure the event was welcoming and inclusive for everyone. Artastic continues to showcase the incredible talent in our community, while bringing residents together to celebrate creativity and the arts in Norwalk. Thank you to everyone who joined us for this year's Artastic. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
And so now we have the bi-weekly update video, and this, all of the events that we've had in the past 2 weeks. Let's play.
On March 18th, Mayor Jennifer Perez hosted the city's annual Mayor's Clergy Meeting, bringing together local clergy members. This event offered a platform for city directors to share important updates with faith leaders in attendance. The City of Norwalk partnered with the Red Cross to host a blood drive on March 25th. Thank you to everyone who came out to donate and help make a difference in our community. On the same day, the Santa Fe High School cross-country team presented a special thank you plaque and support last year. In honor of Women's History Month, the Social Services Center hosted an inspiring panel on March 26th featuring women leaders from the city of Norwalk. Attendees heard from Norwalk directors as they shared their journeys, challenges, and leadership experiences throughout their careers.
We're connecting our community. The last item I have is the immigration update. We have had no immigration-related services that were directly requested. However, we continue to have Know Your Rights and red cards. We have some sessions that are coming up April 22nd at the Senior Center, 9 to 12 p.m. And then every third Thursday, we have Chirla at Social Services. So if you'd like information, please call Social Services and/or administration, and we could direct you to those services. With that, that concludes my city manager comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jesus. Moving on to our consent calendar,
Mayor, I'd like to have a report on number 8 and number 11, please.
8 and 11. All right, let's go ahead and hear the report first for item number 8.
Yes, and Mr. Albert Mendoza will present.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council. This item is for project number 3302, award of contract citywide for sidewalk and concrete repair and replacement for fiscal year 2025 and 2026. So on January 15, 2026, staff solicited construction bids for citywide sidewalk and concrete repairs and replacement for fiscal year 25-26, project number 3302. Scope of work includes the removal and replacement of sidewalks, curb and gutters, and curb ramps. On February 11th, 2026, the city received 17 bids, which were publicly open. 11 bids were found to be non-responsive. The lowest apparent bidder was CJ Concrete Construction in the amount of $350. Staff conducted a bid analysis, including checks to the contractor's state licensing, Department of Industrial Relations registration, state and federal department list, and reference checks. As a result, staff recommend awarding the contract or the project to the lowest responsive bidder, CJ Concrete Construction. The following is an estimated cost breakdown of the total project cost. That includes $305,150 for construction, extra work and contingency, $183,000. Subtotal $488 with an administration and inspection fee of 5%, totaling $262,000. From the issuance of the notice to proceed, the projected start date is late April 2026 and will continue through June 30th, 2026. Our fiscal impact is project expenditures are funded through our fiscal year 25-26 Measure R and our Transportation Development Article 3 funds. No general funds will be used for this project. Recommendation, staff recommends City Council award a contract to CJ Construction Inc. in the amount of $350,000, including a 60% contingency for unforeseen conditions and for additional work in the amount of $183,671 for project 3302, fiscal year 25-26, and authorize the city manager to execute the contract with any amendments within the contingency on behalf of the city in a form approved by the city attorney.
Thank you. You know, there's sorry, Mr. Gomez, there's a high interest from the community about these projects. We get, as council members, we get a lot of calls about trip and falls on sidewalks, on torn up gutters, and whatnot. And this is such an important infrastructure thing that we do. I think every time it comes up, it needs to be a report because people need to know what we're doing. You know, right now, you know, there's street projects going on the street up and down Studebaker and I think Norwalk Boulevard. And people ask me, you know, what are they doing? You know, what are they doing out there? These are the things that people can see that we're involved in managing, doing ourselves, and so on and so forth. So we got to make sure that people know what it is that we're doing, explain those projects, because in some of those projects, frustrating for myself, because when you get there at a, at a traffic period and it goes down to one lane, it's tricky. But if our residents can see in advance what the project was and see the value in the project, they're not going to be quite as upset that they're getting held up. So let's get the residents on the same team that we're on, so that they understand what it is we're trying to do and that we're maintaining vital infrastructure for their safety and for the way that their house presents. I mean, because if you got blown up sidewalks and blown up curb and gutter and you got a nice house, it just kind of blows the whole thing out. So I think this is a really important thing to emphasize, and I hope in the future that we will see that. But thank you, Albert. But I would like something on number 11.
Yeah, thank you, Council Member. Item 11, it's award of contract for safety and tenant improvements to the security office at the Norwalk Santa Fe Springs Transit Center, also known as the Metrolink Station. The security office is located at the pedestrian bridge of the Norwalk Santa Fe Springs Transit Center. Metrolink Station needs critical safety and tenant improvements due to ongoing deficiencies and aging, such as water intrusion, aging air conditioning unit, deteriorated ceiling tiles, outdated lighting, inadequate insulation, just to name a few. On March 4th, 2026, at the request of staff, Genesis Builders submitted a proposal for $59,701 to perform the necessary safety and tenant improvements to this office. Scope of work includes, but is not limited to, roof modifications to address the water intrusion, replacement of ceiling tiles, upgrades to the heating and ventilation air conditioning, also known as the HVAC unit, installation of new lighting fixtures, new laminated flooring, patching, and painting. Our fiscal impact, sufficient funding is included in the approved fiscal year 25-26 budget under the public services, and the budget is as follows. The proposal was for $59,701. We're adding a contingency of 25%, or $14,927, for a total of $74,676. Staff recommends the City Council award a contract to Genesis Builders in accordance with the Norwalk Municipal Code for Public Works Competitive Requirements Level 1 projects. These are projects under $75,000 for the term of April 7, 2026 through October 21st, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $74,626 to make improvements to the security office at the Norwalk Santa Fe Springs Transit Center, and authorize the city manager to execute the contract and any necessary amendments, provided there is sufficient funding in the budget and it is within the city manager's signing authority in a form approved by the city attorney. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay, I'll move the consent calendar then.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, Albert. We have a first and a second. Teresa, can we have a roll call?
Councilmembers Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Rios,
Aye.
Mayor Perez.
Aye, and I gave a list of items in commercial demands that I am staying for. All right, moving on to appointments. I do have one appointment this evening. I would like to nominate Phyllis Barth to the Senior Citizen Commission. So she is not here today, so if we can get that information to her. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmembers Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia, Vice Mayor Rios,
Aye.
and Mayor Perez.
Aye, thank you. Were there any other appointments?
No.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item number 13, and that's to approve the installation of athletic netting system for Zimmerman Park. Jesus, can we have the staff report, please?
Yes, Mr. Alan Perdomo will present.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The item for your consideration this evening is a netting installation for Zimmerman Park, particular field number 1. A little bit of background. Since 1992, Zimmerman Park has been the site for youth and baseball leagues year-round. In 2023, the Recreation Services Department received multiple reports from a local resident concerning balls landing in their backyard adjacent to the park. The department went ahead and did a couple of safety measures to try to remedy those issues. In June and July of 2024, we moved the bases 10 feet back to the batter's cage. The infield was fenced off and permits were only granted for outside use. We then proceeded to install an additional 1,300 square feet of additional netting above the batter's box, and that was a cost of $18,500. We then reopened the field and we allowed our youth sports organizations to conduct batting practices towards the outfield only to try to limit balls from going into the adjacent homes. In November of that same year, signage was posted at Field 1 directing players to aim towards the outfield and away from residential homes. The next slide shows a couple of the images of kind of that progression that I just described. Despite all of these measures that we did, we still received numerous concerns from the adjacent neighbors that balls were continuing to land in their properties. So a request for qualifications of RFQ 26-5101-006 was released on February 26th of this year. The RFQ requested bids for the installation of poles and a netting system behind the existing fence along the baseline of home plate and first base, plus the replacement of the bottom 10 feet of chain link fence of the entire backstop on Field 1 of Zimmerman Park. The department received a total of 6 responses. After evaluating all the responses, the department selected Judge Netting as the most responsive bidder for RFQ 26-5101-006. The following picture shows an image, and I think this image, particularly the image on the right, as you can see, the current chain link fence from the ground to the highest peak is only 30 feet. So this particular installation of this net will add an additional 25 feet of netting above the highest peak at 30, bringing total coverage to a total of 55 feet. We do believe this will trap every ball. We cannot guarantee balls from not going 100%, but I do believe this would get us close to that 100% number of reduction of all balls going into the adjacent homes. And the picture on the left kind of gives you a visual of how that netting system would look like. The project timeline. The department will work with the proposed bidder to streamline and schedule the work for the installation between mid to late May of this year. Normally about a 1 or 2 week period for agreement execution, procurement of steel and scheduling 4 to 6 weeks, and then about a 1 or 2 week installation for the actual work. The fiscal impact. The fiscal impact will be funded by the Park Renovation Account 743-30-5813-2080. And the recommended action, staff recommends City Council approve an agreement with Judge Netting for an amount not to exceed $84,800 and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement and any amendments provided there is funding in the budget and it is within his signing authority in a form approved by the city attorney. And that concludes my presentation. I'm available for any questions City Council may have.
Thank you, Alan. Before we go to council comments, I do have somebody wishing to speak on this item. Andy, you? Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind, wrong item. All right, any questions from council?
I'll move it.
Quick, may I? So I want to start by thanking staff. I know I've seen the correspondence from the resident about the concerns of the balls flying into their property, and I know you said this should help alleviate. I guess I know it sounds like there's no guarantee necessarily. I know it's $84,800. So is there anything else that you can add, Alan, that would maybe more of an assurance or more, I mean, is it more likely than not that this is, is this going to help?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's going to stop 100% of the balls. I think I would be lying if I said that, but I think it's going to get 99.9 of the balls.
Yeah.
Unless, I think the only way to prevent balls from going into the adjacent home is if I put an entire netting system in the infield, but then every time there's a fall ball, it's going to touch the net and then you won't be able to play baseball. So I think this will address it because it's very 55 feet is as tall as the lighting system.
it should trap almost every single ball.
Okay, thank you.
Can we just maybe put some additional signage about no batting practice in the outfield? Because I think what has happened in the past is you'll get stations during baseball practice and you'll have a hitting station on the green grass because they're running drills from base to base, and you have them hitting from the grass towards the houses. So whether it's a social media post on what not to do, if it's signage at the park that says no batting practice in the outfield, I think we need to have some additional communication that's posted out there on a regular basis when we as staff or public safety are not there. And then I would also add this to all of the communication that we send out to our leagues that utilize
Definitely.
the field.
Will do.
All right, we do have a first. I'll second the item. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmembers Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Rios,
Aye.
Mayor Perez.
Aye. All right, moving on to item number 14, and that's authorization to approve an exclusive negotiating agreement for the real property located within the Norwalk Transit Village Specific Plan Planning Area Number 1. Jesus?
Yes, Mr. Alex Hamilton will present on this item.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and City Council, the item before you tonight is an exclusive negotiation agreement. There is a bit of background that I will have to cover as it is very prescriptive. On November 19th, 2024, the City Council approved the Norwalk Transit Village Specific Plan, which envisions opportunities for new economic development within the former CYA site, as we call it. That's the Southern California Youth Correctional Reception Center, approximately 30 acres located at 13,200 Bloomfield. The Transit Village Plan was approved with a total of 8 planning areas intended to promote orderly and context-sensitive growth, to create a unique community connected by a robust network of pedestrian, bike, and vehicular linkages. Project Area 1 within the Norwalk Transit Village is zoned mixed-use commercial, MUC, and is located along Bloomfield Avenue's frontage. A variety of commercial uses are envisioned in this planning area, including hospitality uses. On December 3rd, 2024, the City Council adopted Resolution Number 2461, approving the purchase and sale agreement by and between the State of California and the city for the subject site. On December 17th, the City Council adopted Resolution Number 2462, declaring the subject site exempt surplus land pursuant to Government Code Section 54221F1, and approved a disposition and development agreement, DDA, by and between the city and Lewis Land Developers, known as the developer. On April 15th, 2025, a development agreement was adopted by the City Council by and between the city and the developer with the intent to coordinate and facilitate the successful and timely completion of all necessary improvements, public and private, identified in the Norwalk Transit Village Specific Plan. As it relates to the item before you tonight, which is an exclusive negotiation agreement, Cosmont Partners did a market analysis and concluded that Norwalk, because of its suitable location in the region, including its multimodal connection to major transportation networks and regional attractions, could benefit from additional branded hotel keys. However, there are unique challenges in this current economy to locating, financing, constructing, and operating hotels, regardless of the brand or the market demand. To build greater certainty into the contemplated hotel development, the city is considering an exclusive negotiation agreement, we call it an ENA, with Dual Brands LLC. Dual Brand, that is the name that is corrected from the staff report. That is the entity that will be moving forward with this project should you approve it. To facilitate the entitlement, construction, and management of a major branded hotel of a minimum of 150 rooms to be in the planning area number 1 of the Norwalk Transit Village. A few of the key terms, the ENA identifies that Dual Brand will be solely responsible for all costs associated with consultants retained for performing dual brands obligations under the ENA, including entitlements and any project design, feasibility, or engineering costs. The ENA requires the cooperation of parties. Both parties will mutually cooperate and coordinate the development of all studies or documents needed to perfect the design of the project. In addition, the negotiation period is set for 24 months with a 12-month automatic extension provided certain conditions are met, plus 2 additional extension periods subject to the parties' mutual consent. The securing of the brand. Within 6 months of the execution of the ENA, dual brand will secure the brand rights from Hilton worldwide. The due diligence includes entitlements, financial feasibility, and approval and execution of a hotel development, construction management, operations management, and maintenance agreement to occur during the negotiation period as extended pursuant to the terms of the ENA. The approval of the ENA is exempt under the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to state CEQA guidelines section 14061B3, the common sense exemption, because approval of this ENA does not have the potential for creating a significant effect on the environment and is therefore not a project as defined by CEQA guidelines section 15378A. Furthermore, the ENA does not involve a physical change to the environment and is strictly administrative, and it's an administrative activity under the previously certified Norwalk Transit Village specific plan. At this time, there are some recommended actions for the City Council to consider. First off, we find that the City Council would find that approval of the exclusive negotiating agreement is exempt pursuant to CEQA and the guidelines that I mentioned as set forth previously. The second action, recommended action, is that you authorize the city manager to execute the exclusive negotiating agreement with Dual Brand Hotels LLC for the real property within the Norwalk Transit Village Specific Plan Planning Area Number 1 located at 13,200 Bloomfield Avenue, along with amendments and any other ancillary documents in a form approved by the city attorney. And as I stated, this is an update from Hotel to Suites 2 LLC to Dual Brands LLC. Be more than happy to answer any questions should you have.
Thank you, Alex. And I do apologize for the mix-up last time. We do have one speaker card. Andy would like to speak on this item. Andy, as noted, you have 3 minutes.
Andy.
At the end, but that's fine. So first of all, I'm curious why Hilton was chosen as the party to enter into agreement with to build a hotel here in Norwalk, and not just any Hilton brand, but Home to Suites brand. This is incredibly concerning because that brand has been found to collaborate with ICE and house them. A quick Google search will yield multiple stories of Home to Suite hotels harboring ICE kidnappers in the community. Not only is Hilton complicit in this as the owner of that brand, but they actively promote and seek ICE business. In Minnesota, a hotel owner refused to allow ICE to stay, as is his right as a private, businessman, and Hilton responded by cutting ties with that hotel. So they not only just allow ICE to stay, but they actively seek and court them. I believe, which I think that was a valid response by that hotel owner after community members were publicly executed by the federal government there in Minnesota, something that this council has never even blinked about. In allowing them to open hotel here, you're opening the door to having agents not only out kidnapping and roaming in the day, but now staying in our city at night and allowing them to harbor here at night. How do you think this will make the community members who are at risk feel knowing that there's ICE agents staying here in the city? Equally easy to find online is the community response to these hotels that were harboring ICE in Minnesota, in Long Beach, and even at this very franchise owner's hotel in Montebello. I believe Home to Suites is still the franchise. There's no dual brands found on the California LLC search, so I'm not sure if this is a new offshoot. They're trying to hide who they actually are, but I'm going to assume that this is a very franchise owner. The community will not allow agents to stay in peace, and you should expect a similar response if this project moves forward and ICE agents are found to be harbored there. You cannot claim to not know about these connections, like when you hire city's attorneys who are investigated by the DAs or fired from previous cities. So your decisions from here will tell residents all they need to know about where you stand.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions? All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion.
I'll second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmembers Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Rios,
Aye.
Mayor Perez.
Aye. Moving on to item number 15, and that's the May 2026 meeting schedule. Jesus?
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council. As you know, we are traveling to a couple of conferences in May, and they conflict with the May meeting dates. And tonight, we are requesting that we adjourn the May 18th meeting to the May 26th, and not have a meeting on May 19th due to the travels of the majority of the council and some of our staff, including myself. Make that recommendation to you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and the City Council.
I'll move it.
I'll second. Teresa?
Councilmembers Ayala,
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Rios,
Aye.
Mayor Perez.
Aye. All right, moving on to oral communications. Our first speaker is Mr. Anthony Taveras. Following Anthony is Jose R.
Hello. Got 3 minutes. I feel like an auctioneer at the City of Norwalk auction. You know, when you guys took this position, you guys decided to be professionals about everything that you guys do speak about, and you guys have all your positions, your tags, your plaques in front of you, and everything's professional here. Same thing I did when I changed my life and when I came out of prison and out of Skid Row 20 years ago. I'm a business owner now, so I take everything professional. I expect the same from you guys. Margarita Rios, I know we have our differences, but I appreciate you as a professional, as an assistant vice mayor, a mayor, in your position that you have as your work and what you represent. I truly appreciate Rios. If and indeed you have city meetings, city council meetings, any kind of meetings, be professional about your meetings. Don't bring drug users, homeless individuals that put hands on the community. If and indeed you go that route, let us know. We'll stay to the side and we'll speak as adults. Your husband is there. He could speak to me, speak to whoever, but you as a professional, please don't bring drug addicts, homeless individuals to meetings like this. When we had our last meeting, this individual snatched the mic out of me and he kept on putting his hands on me. Now I know, I get it. You probably expected me to snap and go do what I used to do before. But see, I'm professional now. I understand. I'm a business owner. So please, Rios, next time you decide to go attend our barrio meetings, our community meetings, and you want to bring these individuals along, your entourage or whatever you want to call it, let us know. We'll put everything to the side and we'll speak like adults. That was disrespectful. I left angry, and I didn't have a chance to speak to the individuals, to the community regarding the lawyers that we wanted to hire. That costed me a lot of money, taxpayer money. I don't have grants to give here, but I have my heart and my free time that I always donate. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys are up there taking the seats, taking the vows, speaking on this, speaking on that, be professional about it. Doggone it, if I'm professional about my business and where I come from, hey, Norwalk is in my heart. The people and the safety of this community should be first. for you guys just like it is for me. Gracias.
All right, our next speaker is Jose R., followed by Patty Delgadillo.
So, given that a current council member has expressed concerns as well about artificial turf being at Hermosillo Park, I was just wondering if the community could also receive a verbal agreement from at least 2 other current city council members that they'd attend the next meeting at Sanchez Elementary School. I think it's very important for you guys to hear a lot of the members that are going to be using those facilities, using those parks, today. They have other obligations such as work.
Can you speak closer into the microphone?
They have
Sorry.
other events
Thank
that
you.
they have to attend to. And I think it would be very important for the community to see other members of the council as well attend those meetings, given that there's been a ton of concerns regarding the artificial turf being installed there. And yeah, so one of the things that I also wanted to mention is just in regards to the banquet hall, what are those operating hours going to look like? Will alcohol be allowed to be served at that venue? And how has the surrounding community's safety been looked at when addressing those decisions as well? Yeah, last thing I have is just, can we get an official date on when a decision will be made in regards to artificial turf versus grass? Because that is a huge decision that's going to be affecting a lot of grandmothers, aunts that pick their children up from school right across the street. That's going to affect picnic times. That's going to affect people just being able to lounge on the grass when it's a hot summer day outside. When it's 100 degrees outside, that turf gets up to 115 degrees. Nobody wants to sit on that in the middle of the day. And that's going to be affecting people for the duration of the time that artificial turf is installed there. And I know it's a little bit less of an upfront cost, but it's more maintenance cost throughout the duration of that park being maintained. But I do feel like the community has voiced their concerns regarding that, and I just would like to know how are those concerns being voiced at this level as well, because I don't know if that's being pulled from those meetings to here, but it is something that nobody is happy with, nobody wants in the community. And if you just attend one of those meetings like current other council members have, which we really do appreciate, you'd quickly find out that nobody wants artificial turf. And that's a community park. It should stay a community park. And if you guys want to develop a sports complex, I think Hollyfield is a perfect location for it, given its centralized location, easy accessibility, and now we have more funding for a parking lot. So it even makes more sense, because just with how small the community is around Hermosillo Park, the current traffic that is there after school is only going to accumulate even more as more things get added on there, as more tournaments start being sprouted up there, and as more practices start getting involved there as well. So appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much, and looking forward to hearing what your guys' decision is regarding that. Thank you.
Thank you. Patty, and following Patty will be Pocky.
Hello, good evening. The Hermosillo residents held a community meeting March 18th. Over the past few months, I've made this council aware of the anger and frustrations residents feel. At these meetings, tensions are high, tempers flare, they get very heated. Margarita, you came to our last meeting. The residents welcomed you. They were very respectful towards you. However, you came with your own personal agenda. Margarita, you decided it would be a great idea to bring your friend Hugo and Cecil. Why you would bring him? Yes, the owner and president of the soccer league, along with your friend Steve. You didn't come to speak to the community or to try to find middle ground. You came to disrupt and antagonize, and that's exactly what you did. Hugo, a non-resident of Norwalk, had no business there. You brought him there thinking it would help you clear your name, but it did the opposite. You brought Steve to sit next to Anthony, the whole time antagonizing him, hoping he'd react. You know, everyone here has worked hard. Jesus, Ozzy, Alan, everybody who comes to these meetings see how every community member feels. What you did shows lack of leadership and total disrespect for an entire community. You don't deserve to have that seat. Your actions were reckless at minimum, trying to antagonize a community member. Even though these meetings get heated, we appreciate the efforts of everyone involved. We really do appreciate everything you guys do. The Hermosillo Park family is not asking for, again, any of the amenities it didn't have. We're just asking for what we had back. I know that currently Alan is working hard to try to find funds. However, we know that the council members can make it happen. Margarita, your actions were truly unbecoming of a council member. Your not so subtle attacks on Anthony is just not an attack on Anthony. It's an attack on our entire community, and it just shows a total, utter disrespect for you to bring these people there. You could have came on your own. Everybody welcomed you there.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Pocky.
You know, let me remind you, we are descending of Joseph from Egypt, firstborn of Joseph, Manasseh. We are descendant also of Ishmael. They come to America 600 before Christ, 600 years. You know, let me tell you, we are related to all those Middle East people. But you know, let me tell you, they have one man, Muhammad, their prophet. But if you go around the islands in the Pacific Ocean, they have all kind of story about God. We knew about God long before the European come around. But we are descended from those people over there. But my story today, there was no beginning. So what happened with the word, there's no beginning, Alpha and the Omega? Well, it comes from the word Tangata. Tangata means the image, picture of the serpent, the beginning, the end, the Alpha. That's why Jesus was called in the Bible Son of Man. You know Adam, God created Adam and Eve from Adam, and the children of Eve come from Adam. By one man, all come from him. And that's what God trying to tell us. By me alone, God Almighty, all my children of their spirit come from me, including their mom, if there is a mom. All of them come from me. That's what the Bible is trying to point to us. By one man, the whole universe. There was no creation until our own kind and our own likeness create. There was nothing out there. Jesus let us create man in our image and likeness. What do you think of that, eh? Our own kind, Jesus told them, in the Bible, in the beginning, you say that ye are God. And the word cannot be broken. Right? That's what Jesus tried to tell us. By one God Almighty, all our spirit come from. All of us here. You think of that? Beautiful idea. That's why I'm trying to tell you, we come from the Middle East. And no question that we knew about God a lot more than the European and a lot of people. We have all of them all over here in America, the knowledge of God. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we're going to go ahead and adjourn our meeting tonight. Margarita, I apologize. I'm looking for my paper. Please
Yes.
remind me the name.
Yes, so we'll be adjourning tonight's meeting in memory of Joe Ruben Varos.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening. This meeting's adjourned.